What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Daisuke the Dead. I'm going to get you here with a nice little quick video just so I could, get the algorithm rolling again. I've been busy, had come down with a little head cold, little sickness, but I wanted to talk real quick about the Last of Us TV show because season 2 is starting to come around the corner, and I wanted to give my thoughts, a somewhat review of The Last of Us season 1. Now, bear in mind, I didn't play the video games. I only watched other people. I watched playthroughs that other people made about the video games. To be fair, on my part, that doesn't hinder my sort of experience with the game because it's mostly cutscenes anyway. And personally, it's not a game that The Last of Us. The story was more the focal point than the actual gameplay. It's not a game that I would particularly enjoy playing because most of it's cutscenes, most of it's cinematic, right? They take away the mechanics of the player in favor of the story. You might as well just watch a movie. So that's just my opinion. Based off of what I've seen about it, I think it's a bit overrated, but I don't hate it. And I think that first game was very innovative for at the time it came out. Um, that's when the second one started to. The second one definitely takes the cake for destroying that franchise. And so, given that we're talking about, okay, I'll leave my thoughts for season 2 at the end of this video. But season 1 of the TV show, given the knowledge that I know of the game, I thought was well done for the most part. I liked some of the additions that they had. I didn't like some. There was some obnoxious decisions, like having 2 episodes dedicated to saying, "Hey, Bill's gay. Hey, Ellie's gay." By the way, like they spent a lot of time that could have been handled a little bit better. Those were like the 2 longest episodes in the entire series. Of just, oh, hey, Ellie's gay. Hey, Bill is gay. I'm not saying that they were like necessarily like shit episodes, but they consumed a lot of time and they didn't get the story rolling. And I really didn't like how they treated Bill. Um, I mean, not just that we saw him butt fucking and all, but he had a bigger part to play in the story of Joel and Ellie in the game, and they took that away in the show. So, and when I say bigger part, I mean like he actually met Ellie. He actually saved their lives. He helped them personally, and it was only implied in the game that he had a partner that was gay, right? But they didn't go full into it until the TV show. So there are. I'm not saying that season 1 was perfect, right? I do think that it was well enough in how they adapted the story, and it follows the same beats and follows this. I mean, the finale almost mirrors 1-to-1 the video game and of how that's executed in the finale. Spoilers of Joel saving Ellie, right? Uh, and I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was nice. I think the real problem with this show is the everything around it, from the talk, I guess I could say hysteria of The Last of Us Part 2 doing damage to the franchise, doing damage to this show, and the fact that Neil Druckmann, aka Neil Cuckman, is involved with this at all is a red flag. Also, the casting. Pedro Pascal is not a good Joel, and I'll give him credit where credit is due. He at least tries to act like Joel. He at least acts well enough to be resemblant of Joel somehow. Um, Bella Ramsey is not a great Ellie. She's just not. I don't see her as Ellie, and she's annoying as shit sometimes. But it's those small changes that kind of hurt this show in a lot of ways, and I don't blame anybody for not wanting to watch it. And that first episode does set the tone for like, okay, this is going to be a pretty standard, not not complete garbage HBO show, and that's sort of what people like me are just looking for. Okay, it derives from the source material a little bit. It makes some decisions creatively that I don't agree with, and I probably wouldn't have done if I were running the show. But it's not like it's slop. It's not like just pure conveyor belt garbage. minus those 2 episodes that is that I'm talking about. But it, for the most part, it's written pretty well. It's acted pretty well. Edited's great. Directing's all great. Um, and it follows the story close enough to where it's okay. You made a few changes, but it doesn't derive the main points, the main themes, right? Um, and it's depending on your perspective. It's like you could say it's woke. A lot of people will take the trophy and just say, "Oh, it's woke, and that's why it's great." No, being woke doesn't make something good. It just means it's woke, and by default is divisive. But this show has some like hints of wokeness in it. They definitely try and glorify socialism in one episode with like one throwaway line, and all it does is prove that the writers don't know a fuck all about socialism. But besides things like that, it's not particularly like woke. It's not like as bad as like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, or the Marvels, or like Velma, right? I always refer to Velma as like the worst fucking woke thing ever because it's the most hateful, racist piece of garbage. Um, the Last of Us doesn't cross that threshold as a TV show. Um, Certainly, with all things identity politics, white man bad. That's certainly a woke thing, but it's small. The show entertained me for the most part. It's one of those things that's like it's a small complaint in the overall narrative, but this show tries very hard for to make the audience and the gamers hate it. Um, but it still has enough juice in it to give the fans something to nibble on, right? I'm hoping this makes sense. I'm hoping this how I'm wording this makes sense. Um, but The Last of Us season one did a really good job at telling the same story, telling the same themes. Sure, they had some changes here and there that were probably not favorable, but it made the optics for season two be like, all right, well, if you're adapting this into a TV show, are you going to do a season three? How long is this TV show going to go? Because there's only 2 games, and we know why there's only 2 games. It's because you took a fucking 5-iron to Joel's skull at the very beginning of The Last of Us Part Two, and you killed the franchise whenever Naughty Dog decided to become public enemy number one. So are they going to do the same thing here for season two of the HBO show, and not just bring Naughty Dog back down into the pits, but they're going to bring HBO, the studio with them, Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey, and the poor girl that's got to fill the shoes of Abby. Like that is a lot of ship to sink, right? And I think in my theory, and I agree with some other YouTubers on this, uh, they're not going to kill Joel in the spoiler, by the way. They're not going to kill Joel in the first 2 episodes or whatever. They're going to keep him around, and they're going to probably try some mental gymnastics to either give him the 5-iron by Abby in the last episode in the finale, or they'll do it at the beginning of season three because they want this thing to go on for at least 4 seasons. I'm willing to bet. How that plays out, I have no idea because honestly, uh, I don't know what you're going to be able to like. You're going to be foregoing a lot of storytelling and making probably this is probably where the slop is going to come in. It's going to start slopping hard onto the screen. They're going to make up a bunch of random bullshit to try and fill out time for these episodes until we get to actually adapting The Last of Us Part Two. Now, in my opinion, best thing you can do, don't adapt The Last of Us Part Two. Just make something new. I think everybody can all agree in unison. The Last of Us Part Two was garbage. You shouldn't adapt it. You should try something different. You want to kill Joel? I mean, I wouldn't mind sitting there watching Pedro Pascal get his dome capped with a 5-iron. That's their prerogative. That they decided to do that. They decided to cast him the way that they did. I just wish that in our reality and in our timeline that Abby would have been played by Gina Carano. That's just what I wish. But yeah, we're gonna see how it plays out. Maybe the show is good. Maybe it's dog shit. More likely that it's gonna be dog shit because Season 1 doesn't leave a lot of room for, oh, this season 2 is going to be a banger. No. Season 1 barely scratched out of it. Season 1 made its way off of story alone. Just purely off of the storytelling is how season 1 made it. Other than that, characters, identity politics are in there. They're in there. You just got to look for them. But it's because of that kind of stuff that a season 2 doesn't seem like it's going to be as successful as season 1, right? So I don't have a lot of high hopes for season 2 or 3 or however long this is going to go. I hope they never make a part 3 of the video game. Fuck Naughty Dog. But we'll have to wait and see. And it's going to be very interesting if that they don't kill Joel. Then that's that's admitting that it was a terrible idea to kill him in the game, and that we were all right. We were all right, and all those YouTubers. I wasn't around. I wasn't around when this happened, but all those YouTubers who talked about the game Last of Us Part 2, Naughty Dog hit them with copyright and got a lot of them demonetized, if not all of them. I wasn't there. I wasn't around when that happened. Thank God I wasn't. But that proved that Naughty Dog is a piece of shit company. Neil Druckmann is a fucking coward. He's a piece of shit as well. You know? I'm just saying, there's not a lot of good faith going on with The Last of Us, right? Especially from here on. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And if it's good, it's good. I'll say it's good. I'll make my reviews and I'll say it's good. But if it's dog shit, I'm going to have some fun with those thumbnails. So that's my thoughts on, it's very summarized thoughts on, I guess, the last few years of The Last of Us, you know. So let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Is The Last of Us a dead franchise, or do you think this bitch can be recovered? I think it's a dead franchise, but only time will tell. But thank y'all for watching. Don't get hit in the head with a 5-iron. That's bad for you.